Let's take a minute to talk about subleases. Not the head lease, the sublease. What's a sublease? When a tenant leases space from the head landlord, that tenant enters into a head lease with the landlord who owns the property. If that tenant then subleases part or all of that space to someone else, then you have a sublease. A common example of subleases in the world of independent pharmacy is when a pharmacy leases space from a landlord and then subleases part of it to a medical clinic or vice versa. When you're buying a pharmacy that has a sublease, what is one of the most important questions to ask about the sublease? One of the most important questions to ask about a sublease is, where is the head lease? It's not enough to just review the sublease. You must review the head lease. Why? Because the head lease, in large part, dictates the rights and privileges that are in the sublease. The head lease, the lease between the head landlord and the head tenant, governs the sublease. Clients sometimes ask me, why do I need the head lease? I already got a copy of the sublease. That's not enough. If you don't know what's in the head lease, it doesn't matter what's in the sublease. Let me give you an example. The other day, I was representing a client of mine who was purchasing a pharmacy, and the seller had a sublease. The sublease said that my client will have 3 renewal options, each of 5 years, for a total of 15 years. So a 15-year term on the sublease. But when I reviewed the head lease, I realized that the head lease only had 2 renewal options, each of 5 years, for a total of a 10-year term. What did that mean? That meant that the third option in the sublease was null and void. It did not exist because it did not exist in the head lease. So in a nutshell, if you buy a pharmacy that has a sublease and you don't read the head lease, you are taking quite the gamble. So always ask for the head lease when there is a sublease. This is Marianne Keriakos from MK Law Pharmacy Lawyers, and I will see you next time.